Good evening, everybody. We have the reorganization meeting of the City Council of the City of Cape May. Today is Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. The time is now 4 p.m. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Under the Open Public Meetings Law, notice of this meeting was sent to the Cape May County Herald, Press of Atlantic City, and a copy of the agenda was delivered to each member of council, posted on the city's website and the Cape May City Hall Bulletin Board. Notice is hereby provided that Cape May City Council meetings are audio recorded and or video streamed live. Live video streams are posted to the Cape May City website. City of Cape May is not responsible if audio recording or live video streaming of a meeting is unavailable. Roll call. Councilmember Baldwin. Here. Councilmember Bodner.
Here.
Councilmember McDade. Here. Councilmember Meyer.
Here.
Mayor Mullock.
Here.
City Solicitor Gillenschwartz.
Here.
City Manager Dietrich.
Here.
Deputy Manager Riggs.
Here.
Deputy Clerk Turner.
Here.
Moving forward with the invocation, Mayor.
Okay. Starting with our invocation. If you wouldn't mind coming right up to the podium here.
Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, Pastor.
And we
Thanks
thank
for joining us.
God for bringing us into this time. This is a wonderful day. It's Epiphany. All of you are wise ladies and wise men, still seeking God's shining light to guide us on our way. Please join me in a word of prayer. Gracious God, as we gather at the beginning of this meeting, we pause to seek wisdom beyond ourselves. In this season of Epiphany, we remember that light shines in the darkness, guiding communities towards truth, justice, and hope. Bless the leaders and servants of this town with clarity of mind, openness of heart, and a spirit of cooperation. May the decisions made here serve the common good of all persons who live in this place. Protect the vulnerable as well, and strengthen the well-being of all who call Cape May home and all who visit this place. Guide the words spoken here, guide the actions that take place here, that they may reflect integrity, respect, and a shared commitment to the flourishing of Cape May. In God's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Peggy.
You're welcome.
For those who don't know Pastor Peggy, she is our neighbor right here. We share a driveway, actually,
Yes.
and right at the Methodist Church. And I just thank you so very much for all your service to our community. And I just say, too, especially for the children of Cape May, the church does a really nice job with the children. And Thursday nights at 5 o'clock?
By 5 o'clock,
Which is one of my favorite things is they have a kids get together at 5 o'clock on Thursdays, which is very nice for parents who might be able to sneak away and maybe get a little
provide
dinner
dinner as
in
well.
town. So it's perfect. So thank you very much, Pastor.
Service is at 10:30 on Sunday.
That's right.
Have a wonderful meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. With that, do we have any nominations? I need a nomination for Deputy Mayor.
I do, Mayor. I'd like to nominate Maureen McDade as for the office of Deputy Mayor.
Do I have a second to that nomination?
I'll second.
Any other nominations? Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer.
Yes.
Councilmember McDade. Yes. Councilmember Bodner.
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Yes.
Mayor Mullock.
I'm jumping the gun.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And
So yes, I would just like to thank my fellow councilman and Mayor Mullick for the nomination. Look forward to another great year here in Cape May and working with everyone to try and do what we can to service our community. So thank you. I appreciate your support.
Should we do the swearing in?
Would you like to do it this evening, right now? Yeah? Okay.
That's great, great. I think you have to call Joe up. I'm sorry, Joe.
Yes.
You are just going to repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
Raise your hand.
I state your name. I, Maureen McDade. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey.
and that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
and that I will faithfully,
And I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all of the duties
of Deputy Mayor
of Deputy Mayor
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and that I will not use my office
and that I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment,
preferential treatment,
nor to seek personal gain,
nor to seek personal gain,
favor,
favor,
or advantage,
or advantage,
not available to the general public.
not available to the general public.
So help me God.
So help me God. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Congratulations, Deputy Mayor, and thank you for your willingness to serve. Yep. With that, we are on to nominations for various board and commission liaison members. Congrats.
Musical microphones. Council, are we comfortable with adopting resolutions 3 through 10 as a consent? If everybody's in agreement, doing it in one motion?
That's fine by me.
Anything to remove, or? Oh, I'm sorry.
We missed our,
We sure did. We sure did. We missed resolution number 2. Hold on.
Could be an interesting year.
Oh, no.
We're good.
All right, let's back it up. We have Resolution 0201-2026, a resolution appointing the solicitor and authorizing an execution of professional services contract for the same for Mr. Gillage-Schwartz.
I'll make a motion.
and I'll second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes. And Chris, thank you for your service to the city. We really appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you, and I just want to say I'm proud of our record and accomplishments over the last 5 years. It's been great working with everybody. I live here, I'm now raising my family here, and I'm proud to be in service of this council and this team. So, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, now I think we can legally move on to nominations for various board members and commission liaison members.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion as a consent.
Okay,
Motion to approve resolutions 301 through,
Through 10/01/2026.
perfect.
right?
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
And just for the public's knowledge, this is liaison appointments of city council members to different boards. We have a motion and a second. Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes.
And moving on to the consent agenda this evening, is there anything that council would like to remove from the consent agenda?
Council, any resolutions that you would like removed? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes. I never had to flip 3 pages to get to the next portion here. Okay. On to mayoral appointments. These are appointments made by the mayor to the Historic Preservation Commission, the Environmental Commission, the Shade Tree Commission, the Library Advisory Committee, the Office of Emergency Management, and a Class 2 Planning Board member. First, I just want to say thank you to all of the volunteers on all of these boards. You know, I've said this before, but I'm sure many of you have seen something go up around town and thought, oh, I didn't necessarily love that, or one decision or another. But when you look at this town as a whole, you have to recognize how good of a job these volunteers have done on especially our, planning, zoning, HPC, Environmental Commission, Shade Tree Commission, all people just dedicated to this community. And I just thank every single one of you for your willingness to volunteer. There's not a lot of names here because most of them are renewals. One of them is front and center, so I'm glad we renewed this gentleman. That's Tom Carroll on the HPC. So thank you, Tom. Not just this term, but for many terms on the HPC. I really appreciate your effect on the community is huge, so thank you, Tom. I also want to thank William Yogi Kurtz, who is second alternate on the HPC. We have Sarah Stevenson moving up to a regular member on the Environmental Commission. And we also have 2 vacancies on the Environmental Commission. I know we got a couple people that expressed interest. It is a state law that the person for the environmental, for all of our boards, has to be a resident of the city of Cape May. So if you are interested in Cape May's environment and our trees, please, if you're a resident, we are looking for a vacancy on the Environmental Commission and the Shade Tree Commission. So express your interest to the clerk. Would be happy to have you. The Library Advisory Committee, I'm happy to reappoint all of those folks on the committee and thank them for their service. That's Ellen Brodsky, Lorraine Walsh, George Katniss, Ellen Cassidy, and Anita Desatnik. Thank you all very much for your service. The Shade Tree Commission, there are 2 members that are both moving up, and again, I thank them for their service. Jim Seelan and Tracy Ronka Goldstein. Thank you very much for your service. I am renewing our Office of Emergency Management Coordinator and Deputy Fire Chief Michael Eck. A wonderful firefighter for sure, but has just done an excellent job in OEM. So behind the scenes, doing all types of drills and planning for the worst, which obviously we all hope never happens. But with Michael Eck at the helm, I'm confident that we're ready. So I thank him very much. And renewing to our Class 2 Planning Board member is Justin Riggs, Deputy City Manager. And Justin, thank you very much for your willingness to serve as well. So I believe that covers all of the mayoral appointments. And I keep talking here because it goes right to the State of the City address. So, okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. And I aim it at the computer? Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Guess I didn't need this. Let me just see if this works here. Okay, good. Okay. I'm going to try this earlier next time, but Aaron, thank you very much for another year of service, but also helping us with all this technology all the time. So, and
Well,
Brian,
you just jinxed us, but my pleasure.
yeah, exactly. So, good evening, friends, neighbors, honored guest, and the First Lady. My wife Justine is here. It's an honor to speak to you as mayor as we enter our 175th year as a city and our 250th year as a country. To begin, I want to thank all of Cape May citizens and visitors who make this town truly the special place that it is. I want to thank my fellow council members, our administration, and all of our dedicated city staff. I know that you work so hard, and what you do makes Cape May so special, so thank you. And the progress that we continue to make is largely due to the staff here in City Hall, the DPW, police, fire, and all of the staff in the city who do such an excellent job. I do want to say a special thank you to my wife, Justine. I'm so lucky to have you as a partner who is loving and caring and willing to fill in when my duties get in the way. So thank you, Justine. Yeah, thank you. I'm proud to say that the state of our city is strong. But before I speak on the many positive things that are happening throughout Cape May, and while you're not asleep yet, I want to address something that I believe to be a very serious and urgent issue facing our community today. Since Superstorm Sandy, the city of Cape May has worked closely with the state and federal partners to pursue vital seawall improvements to protect our community. Sandy, as many of you know, was not a hurricane, and it fortunately did not make a direct hit on Cape May. Yet even then, water breached our dunes on the northeast end of town. And today, even without a storm, during nothing more than a full moon and a high tide, we see water breaching those same dunes. And this is a photograph of before replenishment. I actually don't know the date on this one. I believe it's in the 60s. Someone online can probably see that car and tell me I'm wrong, but I think it's in that time frame. We know with certainty that if a hurricane were to strike Cape May, the consequences could be catastrophic. Working with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, we developed a protection plan that would significantly reduce the risk of property loss and, more importantly, the risk of loss of life. This project has undergone years of scientific, environmental, historic, and economic analysis. It has received approvals from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, which took many years to attain, the New Jersey State Historic Preservation Office, the Cape May Historic Preservation Commission, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Cape May County, the Tribal Historic Preservation Office, and the National Park Service. It has passed every federal, state, and local review required. In fact, FEMA ranked this project among the highest in the nation, for cost to benefit value, meaning it is far less expensive to protect Cape May now than it would be to have to rebuild later. And I just want to reiterate how important that is. Forgetting about all of the science, just talking about it specifically from a financial standpoint, this project makes all the sense in the world because we know through scientific calculation that there will be damage during the next storm. That damage is estimated to be far more than it would cost to protect at this time. This is exactly the type of smart, life-saving, fiscally responsible project that federal government funding was designed to support. Yet today, Cape May Seawall Project, a $24 million FEMA grant, remains the only FEMA 2022 grant in New Jersey that has not yet been released. Every day of delay increases our community's vulnerability. Cape May is the nation's only National Historic Landmark city and home to the United States Training Center. Delaying this funding could have devastating consequences for our community. Tonight, I respectfully call on Senator Booker, Senator Kim, and especially Congressman Jeff Van Drew to help facilitate the immediate release of this grant so that this critical work can begin. And I ask all of the citizens of Cape May to please reach out to all of those elected officials in support of protecting Cape May on that vital project. Okay, now we can get on to the City of Cape May financial strength. Economically, the city is very strong. As you can see in this, this is a snapshot basically of three of the most important economic indicators to the city. That is beach tag sales, occupancy tax, and parking meters. As many of you know, 2024 was a banner year for the city of Cape May. So to be blunt, I didn't know if we were going to break even with last year, and we're of course hopeful, but in fact we are actually up. So as you can see on the very right column, beach tags were up 18,000, occupancy tax was up 50,000, and parking meters were up 120,000. Obviously, those are very important economic indicators, and we hope to see the same thing next year in 2026. 2025 interest on investments remains historically high, over $1 million on our investments. Not that long ago, about 6 years ago, our interest on investments were under $10,000. So this has been a significant increase that, of course, goes right into our tax base. Meanwhile, our debt ratio continues to decrease. 2024, and by the way, every year I give basically last year's debt ratio. It takes us some time to calculate the new ratio so 2025 will be available in the next couple months. But 2024 was down to 0.896, which is a 43% decrease since 2018. Important projects continue to be completed. This is our 6th consecutive year without a tax increase. And as is said on the slide, we are the only known town in New Jersey that has professional police and fire that has not seen a tax increase in 6 years. And a lot of that is due to this city council and our administration, our deputy city manager, our CFO. I thank you all very much for your hard work to do this in a fiscally responsible way. Community and recreation and quality of life. Cape May continues to invest in what makes Cape May a great place to live. We now offer more youth and family programs than ever before, including basketball, field hockey, lacrosse, soccer, as well as, of course, roller skating, line dancing, junior lifeguards, indoor swimming, our summer concert series, and the very now popular pickleball, which is indoors at this time, but we're working on the court outdoors in the near future. And as an aside, I just want to speak to families in the city. Cape May has always been a wonderful place to raise a family. But it's important that people truly understand just how special this community is for our children and for future generations. While real estate values have increased, Cape May continues to stand out as one of the very best places in the country, not only to vacation with your family, but to live in and grow up. Every year, we work intentionally on projects that make Cape May an even better place to live, learn, and raise a family. And that's something that I'm incredibly proud of. This year, both our island elementary schools ranked in the top in the state of New Jersey. And New Jersey consistently ranks in the top 3 states in the nation, which means our schools on Cape May Island truly rank among the top in the entire country. But it's not just a great place to raise children, it's also a great place for all ages. Our new community center has become a hub of year-round activity, offering Peloton bikes, yoga and fitness classes, and community gatherings. Combined with public swimming, library programs, and convention hall activities, there is truly something to do every day in the city of Cape May, even in the winter, which I don't say in the off-season because I don't think we really have an off-season very much anymore. Next to our beautiful library, this year we made major streetscape improvements to Franklin Street and opened the beautiful new Clemens Theater at the AME Church. It was only a few years ago that the AME Church looked destined for the wrecking ball. This spring, the AME Church opened as the Clemens Theater through a partnership with the East Lynn Theater Company. I think I'm behind on my own speech here, so let me flip through. Here's the inside of the AME Church. Through this endeavor, we as a community protected its amazing African American history and architectural history, while at the same time supporting our arts and culture, welcoming all who seek inspiration, expression, and connection through the arts. Another shot of inside the AME Church. I mentioned the African American history involved in the AME Church, and it bears reminding the church itself was founded by Stephen Smith, one of the major characters involved in the Underground Railroad. It was home to the first AME Church female pastor, Jarena Lee, who went on to be the first African American female to publish an autobiography in the United States. Charles Albert Tinley was pastor there. His time being pastor in Cape May was called one of the greatest experiences of his life. Pastor Tinley went on to write one of the most famous and admired songs, "We Shall Overcome," and "Stand By Me." He is considered by many as the grandfather of gospel music. I remind all of us about this because this is what the community saved by saving the AME Church. There are too many people to thank for that work, and I simply want to thank the community of Cape May for their faith and support of this project. This year, we celebrated the opening of the Cape May Nature Trails, giving residents and visitors more access to Cape May's natural beauty, which I know was a big hit. And if you haven't been on the trails yet, go check it out. They're beautiful. And we added another half mile to our ADA accessible beach walk from Howard Street to Madison Avenue, improving beach access for residents and visitors of all abilities. Public safety remains a top priority. Construction has begun on the new police station. This is after years of work. Back in 2019, the city estimated the previously planned public safety building to cost over $24 million. Construction costs have, as many of us know, gone up 25% since. That plan left very little public parking spaces, but today we have a brand new firehouse, and we have begun a brand new police station for less than half of that cost, and with plenty of parking for both places. I think all of you found a parking spot today, so that was good. And both buildings are being built under budgets that included zero tax increase. Additionally, to build the police station in its new location, the city traded land on the Sewell track. There's the foundation going in. By the way, that foundation is being poured by a Cape May City local, which is pretty cool, as was the firehouse. The city traded land on the Sewell track to be forever preserved, which, as many of you know, is extremely important, environmentally sensitive land, which added to that 100 acres. And one other thing I want to say about the police department before I go any further is just a big thank you to West Cape May. As many of you know, we have this small space right here. I see Chief Fashall behind us right now. His desk is about 15 feet that way. Most people don't know that. You open that door and it's like opening a closet. But West Cape May has hosted our police department for many years, and I just want to thank them very much, and also take a moment to congratulate Mayor Sabo on her retirement from mayor, and welcome and congratulate George Dick. We look forward to working with all of West Cape May, and again, thank them for being the wonderful neighbors that they are. A new fire truck, that's not the new one, is now in service. While it was expensive, yes, it's beautiful, but it has such an important tool in protecting our town. I'd like to take a moment to thank our firefighters for their service and wish them the very best for this new equipment. That's the new one. Okay. There we go. Okay. Cool shot. It's a beautiful truck. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, I saved paper by printing on both sides, but then I lost track here. So, construction has begun on our new lifeguard headquarters. The existing lifeguard headquarters was built in 1988 when we had one female guard. And frankly, the interior of it reflected the fact that there was one female guard. By 1990, we had 4 female guards, and today it is up to basically 50-50. But I want to thank those female guards because the truth is, for many years now, they've had probably less superior facilities. In fact, I got one photo that had everybody crammed in at once, and it was like, okay, that's not exactly what we want. So this year, we have started a project which will greatly increase the size of the female facilities and give a nice refresh to the entire interior of the building. I want to, again, thank all of City Council for working on this. Especially Paul Dietrich, who worked with the architect to come up with a plan that we know, of course, the people who live across the street do not want to have their views impacted. So I know the plan really took that into consideration. And this is adding, I think it's something like 500 square feet, which of course is a good amount of space, especially for a locker room. But it's doing so without going up and out, without going wider. So it really doesn't affect anybody's sight lines. Oh, you know, and I'll note one thing, just as kind of a fun fact. Back in this 1988, in 1988, and the Chief Back gave me this little fact, and so thank you, Chief. Cape May guarded just 16 beaches. This was before beach replenishment. Today, when fully staffed, we guard up to 26 beaches. I just thought that was an interesting fact. This winter and spring, Cape May will complete more city road work than in decades. This is supported by a $7 million grant that we received. These projects are so much more important than just smooth streets. It's removing lead pipe, new water lines, upgraded ADA accessibility, new sewer lines, fire hydrants, and vitally important storm drains. Here's a few of the, this was actually done this spring, and of course more work's being done over this winter. This is Perry Street. I thought it was close enough to the Abbey to add that. Speaking of lead pipes, during my first State of the City address, we formulated the Get the Lead Out Task Force. The folks at the Water Department have done a wonderful job and are now years ahead of their goals to remove lead pipes. I'm proud to announce that this year, every known lead pipe has been or is planned to be removed within the next 2 years. This is a major accomplishment, and major kudos to the Water Department. They're about 5 years ahead of schedule at this point. And to say that we have a plan for every existing lead pipe in town, there's not a lot of towns with the age of the city of Cape May that can say that. So that's a wonderful thing. And now we have taken a step further, not only removing all known city-owned lead pipe, but are actively working with property owners to help identify any lead on their properties. This is being paid for with a grant and has the potential to save homeowners with lead or galvanized pipe over $6,000 in cost to replace those pipes. It could be a lot more than that. We don't really know. But if you hear from someone that wants to check out your property, all they're attempting to do is to make sure that you don't have lead in your service line. We gave a presentation on this, and I don't want to take up too much time, but there is a QR code there that'll give you a lot more information. But it's a wonderful program that will help eliminate. Just to quickly say, the city's responsibility is up to the meter at your house or business. from that meter to your home is on you. And some of the older homes may have been installed with lead or galvanized pipe. This program will make sure that you don't have that. We are also continuing major seawall renovations, concrete repairs, decking updates, and the installation of multiple new ADA-compliant ramps, ensuring our public spaces remain safe and accessible, while vitally reinforcing our seawall to protect our community for decades to come. All of this work is being done through a $6.8 million state grant. And you can see here where the timber was deteriorating, has now been replaced. Okay, there's the new deck boards. I threw my dog in there for a little fun. Those are mahogany deck boards that surround the convention hall. There's some of the new ADA ramps. Okay, now on to a few of the smaller projects that I think have a big impact. Harborview Park improvements. Many people don't even know where Harborview Park is. I mean, most of the people that attend council meetings do know. But that project is a non-recreational beautification of the park. The park will continue to be a beautiful place to maybe have a coffee and have a conversation, contemplative kind of place to just enjoy nature and take a look at the harbor as you're there, which is a wonderful spot. And I think the improvements will be very lovely. This is the new tennis club. We will have a new public restroom, ADA compliant, of course, and the sidewalk, which ends right now at the end of Kiwanis Club Park and becomes stone when you get to the tennis club, will now be extended all the way through to Washington Street, which will also be a very nice and safe way to get off of the busy Washington Street and frankly Madison Avenue. That area, as all of us know, especially around that corner of Madison and Washington, can be very busy and dangerous. Okay. We also have worked with the city of West Cape May on a pedestrian bridge to get people off of Broadway, which obviously many of us know is a very dangerous area. And I'm happy to report that West Cape May got a full grant to pay for the entire project. We also this year installed more parking at City Hall here, which really just took a little bit of reconfiguring what we had. But between this reconfiguration and the AME Church parking lot, we created 24 new parking spaces this year. We did these bicycle and pedestrian safety improvements and obviously included more bicycle parking, which is, as you know, in the city of Cape May is just as important as vehicle parking. We have our new dog park with bocce ball court that just recently opened. And I also just want to mention quickly, because this was an issue that went through council, was the new recycling regulations that went through. I think overall we're very much a success. They've helped keep the city cleaner. It's more efficient for our DPW, and I just want to thank the Department of Public Works for all of their hard work on that. I want to finish up by just talking about our activities with trying to connect with the community as much as possible. From the Quality of Life Committee to resident coffee hours, community meetings, walk and talks, and the public forums, we are committed to listening, engaging, and serving the city of Cape May. Of course, we meet every 2 weeks, and I'm proud to say that the Cape May County Herald did rank the city of Cape May at the top of the county for transparency. But I recognize not everyone wants to speak at public meetings. Please know that my door is always open, and I know all of our city council members' doors, not that you have any doors, but they are open, and the administration doors are always open. We are elected to serve, not to rule. Cape May is strong. I'm proud to serve as your mayor and deeply grateful to everyone who helps make this community so special. And above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. May God bless your families, may God bless America, and may God bless Cape May. Thank you. Okay, I think everyone's heard enough from me for a little bit. We are on to council comments. That's a new one for me. Do we have any council comments? Do we have any? No? I spoke enough? I think I covered enough, yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. On to
If no council comments, we're on to the benediction, Mayor.
Pastor Nicole, if you would take it away. Thank you very much for being here. And the invocation's always a little easier because it's at the beginning, but we thank
We
you.
discussed that, actually, the clergy. She had bell practice to go to, so she's excused. I thank you for mentioning Jarena Lee, because I was going to mention her in the prayer, and I wasn't sure everybody would know who she was, so thank you. Will you just pray with me for a moment? God of all people, creator of the dolphin and the seagull, the summer sun and winter wind, we give you thanks for the beauty of this place and for its history, for the spirits that have passed through and left their mark on this community, from Jarena Lee to Ulysses S. Grant, Frederick Douglass to Timothy Chalamet. We give you thanks for those who stayed to serve here, for our Coast Guard recruits and officers, our school teachers, our first responders, and our city council members. Be with us all as we go out to serve your people, Lord, and in all we do in the coming year, that it may be done with wisdom and humility. Keep our doors open and our ears open to the needs of the most vulnerable, and give us strength of purpose, diligence, and courage to accomplish the big tasks, even while they also maintain order in the day-to-day. Grant us grace and good humor, that we may serve the city of Cape May in generosity, compassion, and welcome. Amen. Friends, may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Okay, we are on to our regular agenda.
Yes, Mayor, a few items on the regular agenda this evening. The first being a public hearing scheduled for the Washington Street Mall Management Company proposed 2026 budget.
I'm sorry.
First thing is a public hearing on the Washington Street Mall, the bid budget for 2026 this evening.
Okay. Is anyone here from the bid?
I do not see Callie.
Okay.
If we're comfortable, we can move forward with the public hearing. If there's questions,
Sure.
we can navigate.
Is anyone here that would like to speak on the proposed 2026 budget for the Washington Street Mall? Seeing none, we can close public comment. Thank you to the board, the bid members, and our liaison. Thank you very much for your service to that. It's a nice budget, so with that, do we need a motion?
That being said, there are several resolutions listed under the regular agenda. I don't know if council is interested in acting on all of them in one motion as like a consent agenda, or if you'd like to take any out to act on separately. The resolution adopting the bid budget is listed in these resolutions. Is council comfortable on doing one motion as in a consent agenda to adopt resolution 75 through 80, or would you like to go through?
Well, so can we pull resolution 7701, 2026 for now?
Sure.
Anything other than that, council?
Council, just a point of order, you may consider opening up for any public comment on resolutions
Yeah.
only, like we normally do.
Yep. Is anyone here wishing to speak on resolutions this evening? Seeing none, we'll close public comment on resolutions. With that, we have a motion to, not motion, a request to take 78, or 77 off, I apologize. Anything else, council? With that, do I have a motion on the other resolutions?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes. Do I have a motion on 7701?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions or comments, council?
My only comment is, Mr. Gillen Schwartz, if you would like to just sort of give a framework for the structure of the shared services agreement that we've reached with Cape May Point.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
What may be common knowledge at this point is that the city of Cape May has had, for the last 10 years, had shared services agreement or interlocal agreements with both West Cape May and Cape May Point. And mid-year last year, we began the process of evaluating and negotiating and coming to terms on a successor to that agreement, and the city did so with the intention that we value those relationships, we value them as neighbors, and the negotiations reflected those intentions and understandings, but also had to recognize the reality that we had a cost structure that was designed 10 years ago when the economic realities of the situation have changed. So we needed to come up with a cost structure that we could rationalize, explain, and that also each one of these communities could really explain to their residents why this makes sense to them, why it makes sense to us. And what we landed on is a structure that's based on an FTE, full-time equivalent. That's a term of art in employment circles and really just seeks to recognize the relative impact of our staff servicing that community. And so you will see in probably the near future a similar arrangement with West Cape May, which we are still circling and coming to final terms on that. But we have a similar architecture to what is on the agenda tonight. So this, what it does is we have a 2.0 FTE analysis, and that's really just to recognize the relative impact of our department servicing a community of that size with the limited kind of activities that they have, and also recognizing the county dispatch. So the county dispatch is going to likely a cost per call basis, and we're able to get that data from each community and localize it to understanding what calls we're getting out of Cape May Point, what calls we're getting out of West Cape May. So we're able to do a direct cost per call based on that call data and really getting to a framework where everybody's paying their fair share for the services that are being provided. Ultimately the total fee at the end of the day is from last year is a slight increase from where they were last year, all things being considered, but it's really under this new framework that we're able to tie to our actual costs of having a department having to service this. And then every year, we're going to be providing a sort of a reconciliation of where we are with those departmental costs, and then the fee for the following year is going to be tied to that. And, if we have, we're able to realize some savings by some miracle on healthcare or something like that, that's going to be passed on through this analysis. So everybody's kind of in the same boat. Everybody's incentivized to conserve costs and continue to run a great department, as Chief Fashaw has been at the helm. So that's the framework. There's a service fee based on an FTE factor that was negotiated, and then a a fee, separate fee for county dispatch to really just make sure that we're passing that through to each town. So that's the framework, and if there's any questions about that, we'll have public comment, but that's,
My only other comment to add to this is I think that at the end of the day, for those of us who are involved in this process, very confident that when we look at this shared services agreement, we are ensuring that the costs that Cape May pays for police in our city is covered appropriately. And I think that what we found when we looked at the prior contract was that we were unable to really discern where those costs came from, and that things became out of line over the years, from the expenses that we were bearing for police services versus what we were being reimbursed. And I can say with confidence now that we fully understand what those expenses are in all of the categories and can ensure that year over year, as those costs increase, whether it be health care, whether it be salaries, operating expenses, whatever they might be, we will be able to recognize those and be able to share that expense with the municipality that we have the agreement with, so.
and that's really one of the advantages of this framework is we're going to be evaluating that year over year, and the point of that is not to get out of sync with reality over a 10-year period. We're going to be looking at that year over year, but there's enough in here that the expectations of those wildly fluctuating are, there's protections against that for both parties, but at least we're not gonna get out of whack like we did on a 10-year agreement based on a fixed fee. And fortunately, Cape May Point those discussions were difficult at times, but I think both parties recognized that that framework wasn't going to be able to go on, and credit to them for coming to the table with this concept as well.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor, and thank you to everyone who was involved in getting that accomplished. And I want to thank Cape May Point. Thank you, Cape May Point, for getting this done. And really, I think what this does is a real buy-in into the department. And Chief and your department, I want to thank you for your work that you put into it. But again, to Cape May Point, thank you. And I just say there's no safer way to protect the citizens of Cape May Point than by the Cape May Police Department. They do an excellent job, and their response time is second to none. So, Chief, thank you for all your hard work on this contract and in the department, so thank you. Anything else, Council? Roll call? Is that where we're at? I'm sorry. We have a first and
No,
second?
yep, we do. We do. We're ready for roll call.
Roll
Council.
call?
Councilmember Meyer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade?
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar?
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin?
Yes.
Mayor Mullick?
Yes.
Moving on to ordinances for introduction, we have 585-2026, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank for calendar year 2026.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
This is something that's passed every year, basically.
Yep.
Do I have any questions or comments, Council? Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade?
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar?
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin?
Yes.
Mayor Mullick?
Yes.
586-2026, ordinance authorizing conveyance of deeds of easement to the County of Cape May to accommodate the Delaware Avenue revetment project.
Do I have a motion?
I'd like to make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Solicitor, could you give us a quick analysis of this ordinance for the public?
Yeah, this statement's going to pertain to both 586 and 587, although we haven't gotten to that yet. But these are housekeeping ordinances. We authorize these by resolution prior to the end of the year due to timing constraints, but also due to timing constraints, we don't introduce new ordinances towards the end of the year to straddle the old year with the new year. So this is to formalize and confirm those easements, but effectively we've already approved them. But this is what the local lands and buildings law requires.
I'd like to make a comment.
Yeah, please.
I just want to thank the county for doing this finally. This is a very important project
Yep.
on Delaware Avenue.
I don't know if everyone knows what we're talking about yet. Do you mind?
So the Delaware Revetment Project is really to take the whole shoreline along Delaware Avenue where it intersects, along Cape May Harbor, and it's a really eroded area at this point, so this will like stabilize the bank there, increase the elevation just slightly, but it's really just to stabilize the bank so that it protects the public infrastructure and the roadway along that area. And it will maintain the public access to the waterways, the small little dock and kayak launch there across from the nature center. That will remain. There's access to the public waterways. And these easements are both for construction and permanent easement to allow for this construction, because obviously there's city property that is part of Cape May Harbor, and the county needs access to construct their project on city property in the harbor.
I just want to make another comment.
Please.
You know, as a kid playing in that area, there used to be patches of woods along that harbor, and as you know, they've eroded since then. And I just think it's really important. And also, we have a sewer system that goes underneath Delaware, so it's super important, and any support from the county is thanked.
And as you said, Mr. Meyer, it's the same almost to the beginning of our presentation. As all of us know, Sandy obviously didn't just hit on the Atlantic. You know, it was a lot of back bays and areas like this. So this is such an important project to stabilize that area. And so,
And this is actually also, it's also a U.S. Army Corps of Engineer project. They'll be the main body that'll be constructing it, and the county will be the kind of their local match from a cost share perspective. And there is obviously no cost to the city for this project.
okay, so we have a motion and a
We have a
second.
motion and second if we're ready for roll call, council.
Any other questions or comments, council? Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes.
We have 587-2026, ordinance authorizing utility easement agreement with the Atlantic City Electric Company to accommodate relocation of the electric poles, equipment, and overhead lines in the area of the new police station and Lafayette Street Park.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions or comments, council? Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes.
And 588-2026, an ordinance amending Chapter 7 of the Code of City Cape May regarding on-street parking permits to confirm a residency requirement.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions or comments, council?
Zach.
There'll be public comment, yeah. Roll call?
Councilmember Meyer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDade,
Yes.
Councilmember Bodnar,
Yes.
Councilmember Baldwin,
Yes.
Mayor Mullick.
Yes. And just anyone who was wanting to speak on that, for introduction, there's no public comment on an introduction. There is public comment on second reading, and we're about to have public comment that you can speak on anything, so we're happy to talk about it. So with that, we'll open up the public portion. Anyone wishing to speak on any and all matters, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
Tom Carroll from Hughes Street. I have to say, I'm picking up on the mayor's invitation to use the microphone. And since when I got here in 1969 and through all those years of activity, I've heard an awful lot of angry things, nasty things, accusations coming towards the council. These are things I don't hear anymore. I'm still very, very active with many organizations in the town. And one thing that always comes up is we have the best city council we've ever had, and we really love the way they work with us. We also appreciate a visit to City Hall. You're greeted with any office you go into. If you stop somebody from Public Works and say, what's going on here, they give you a wonderful answer. It's a very, very friendly city. It's a team now that's working just so nice and smoothly, and it's you all that are really leading that. So I think I could speak for everybody here to say thank you and keep up the great job.
Thank you, Tom. That means a lot coming from you, Tom. Thank you. Anyone else want to compliment the council?
Good afternoon. My name's Mike Barker. My wife Christine and I own a home on New Jersey Avenue, right behind the Periwinkle. And it's my first time in a meeting, so apologies for raising my hand out of turn, Deputy Mayor. Thank you for catching me there, though. I was coming today to learn more and understand a bit more about the resident parking requirement. So my wife and I purchased our home April of 20, so like 2 weeks after COVID hit. So it was a very interesting time. My family are longtime members of the Cape May community. We've had cousins on the beach patrol. My children come to sporting events here. We spend I liked your comment about no off-season, like we're here 10 months a year, so unfortunately we are not full-time residents now, but I do have a countdown for when my wife and I move down here after our 4 kids are grown. But when we purchased our home, we're the only house on New Jersey Avenue that does not have a driveway. We have gone through the process with various architects and engineers to understand if we have the ability to install a driveway into our home. And unfortunately, because of setbacks and historic preservation, we can't. And to be very honest, if I was on the historic preservation, I would not grant us that either. Our only 2 options are raising the home and putting, a garage underneath it, which does not fit the, character of my home. It's a 100-year-old home, and our setbacks don't permit it. There are 15 homes on our block on New Jersey Avenue. Unfortunately, none of them are full-time residents anymore. Our neighbors used to be Beverly was full-time, and we have folks like us that are here 10 months a year, but nobody is a full-time resident. We also have 5 hotels on our block, and so we often are competing with, vendors and employees, and so, I guess it would be helpful to understand sort of the thought behind if there's a specific concern on the residency requirement, if there's a specific area that's of concern, rather than sort of a one-size-fits-all approach where I would be very hard-pressed as a taxpayer or as a homeowner to say that, our parking permit would negatively impact any full-time residents. So I don't know if that's up for.
Mike, I think, to be blunt, the first reading, we don't really get into it too much, but this will, at the next meeting, we would have a further conversation, but I'm glad you're bringing it up. I've had a conversation with every council member up here, and let me just say this. First off, I'm sympathetic to your issue. I think I do happen to know Mike a little bit, not very well, but we know each other, and he does. He has 4 kids in Cape May and is here very often and has an issue. And you mentioned HPC, which I didn't think of. I know HPC doesn't want driveways in the front yard, and understandably, people have come in who want more off-street parking, but now are putting in concrete in their front yard and are parking cars. It looks somewhat ridiculous.
I wouldn't want, if I were sitting in their shoes, I wouldn't say yes.
So let me just say, I'm sympathetic to that. Where this came from, and just to be clear, is our ordinance for many years did not allow for short-term rentals to have, to purchase parking, on-street parking.
Sure.
Public parking, it's a public street. I think it's an understandable position. This change is, and let me give it a fair, I hope, and if anyone wants to chime in on a fair reason for it, please do. What we were getting complaints of, and we received several from at council meetings, look, my neighbor purchased this $500.
It's very inexpensive, yes.
Yeah, $500 spot. They barely ever come down. I'm in the middle of the summer. It's right next to my house, and I can never park in this spot because, and then I have to circle all that, things that you probably have to do anyway without this parking spot, okay? So we received these complaints. I thought they were very valid complaints and understandable that, hey, you have this spot just blocked for the entire summer, and some people really weren't even using it. Some people do use it a lot, so we had this dilemma. And I'll be blunt, we had received several folks that, would say, we don't rent out our house, and then you come to find out that they do. Then you find out that, they put it even in the listing and all those kinds of things. So those were all difficulties for the city clerk, for code enforcement, sure. And it was like, okay, how do we tighten this up? Having said that, I'm open to have a conversation about this because I think there's situations such as yourself, frankly, where you can't have a driveway, you are here most of the time, you're not renting out your house. To be blunt, I think it's a pretty small subsection of the city, and I think it's worthy of a conversation, and that's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to push anybody one way or the other, but
If I could just add to it, I think two issues that, as you pointed out, one is just, look, a parking spot is just such any parking spot is a premium location in the city, so the city wants to maximize the use of those parking spots and not have them open. The other aspect of this that I think that came through when we were looking at just the universe of spots that were being utilized is, candidly, you on New Jersey Avenue were probably an anomaly. Most of them were more towards the center of town. So, and I'm not saying that that's not a premium spot, because New Jersey Avenue is great, but it's not as much of the commercial location as some of the other locations where where there was probably more circling going around, people looking to be into the commercial district, go to restaurants, go to the theaters, go and do some of those, do that. So it became even highlighted even more so as far as just like there's an open spot when you have, say, 3 or 4 spots even on the same street that may just only be a couple of blocks long. So I guess I'm not answering that. I also recognize just the circumstance that you are, that you're addressing, and it's something that, yeah, I understand it. I think it does need to be part of the conversation. I guess what I wonder, is there a way to kind of, and I know that this all comes back to where we started with, is how do we maximize the use of those spots for when people, when they do become underutilized? That's really what it comes down to. And I guess the question is there a way for us to be able to do that absent of just saying, you have this is a dedicated parking spot that's always just going to be there just for that car for that particular property?
And,
I'm sorry. The other piece of this that kind of stands out, and again, difficult to manage from a compliance, code enforcement aspect of it, is when you're throwing in the mercantile license so that these spots are available for people who are renting, but they're not available for the person who is next door, who might be in a similar situation that you are. So I don't have the answers. I mean, 2 of my fellow council members were more closely involved in looking at this and bringing it to us. It made sense for the reasons that are being outlined here at the table. So I'm not sure if there's a way to even, scale it back and make that a little bit more refined. The challenge every time we do something like this is that it then falls to the clerk's office or code enforcement or the police to be able to monitor and apply that ordinance to the situation. And that's where the challenges come in when you're trying to make this so refined and so specific to that one scenario. Sure. I mean, honestly, I don't have the answer, but it's not as if we haven't heard these comments and these these questions back from people. So,
and the only thing I want to add is we struggled, and this came up as far as the revision for this ordinance because the previous one was already adopted for the mercantile licenses. And we struggled a little bit because are we looking at year-round residents, or somebody maybe in your situation, you're here full-time for 10 months out of the year, and you're not going up the road, coming back. And it's not anything that's going to, as Councilmember Bodnar stated, vacant spots throughout the week, and you only come down on weekends. And I guess that kind of begs a question to our solicitor. How do we, and maybe it's something we can look into at this point, is there any way we could, look at, whether it's snowbird residency, something like that, but maybe we should, look at that and see if that's something that might change this, not somebody coming just for the weekend. This is somebody who's residing here for a good portion of the season.
So trying to understand the circumstances of the residency, in other words, or.
So the way that this is currently written, it means that you have to be a full-time resident
Right,
here.
right.
Which was a suggestion of one council member.
Right.
And then we struggled a little bit with it. Okay, do we look at residents or,
Or is it residency without
Resi-
mercantile?
well, it's definitely residency without
Right,
mercantile.
that's right now, right.
This is, I think, what you're discussing.
This is
You're
why-
here
This is why nobody
weekends.
envies your position, by the way. This is an impossible way to make everybody happy. I think
Yeah.
your comments on whether it's geography-based or,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to upset somebody every single way.
Oh, yeah.
To me, like the
Yeah.
seasonal opportunity doesn't make sense. So like one of the quick ways to eliminate it would be there's no seasonal licenses anymore. If
Mm-hmm.
you're going to purchase a parking license, it's for the full year, right? And so like right now, that seasonal option, that would make sense
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go away.
Right.
That has gone
That has
away.
gone.
That has gone
That
away.
has
It's only a
Right.
Yep.
year-round residential.
I solved that
Not
problem.
And the fee has
mercantile.
gone up,
And the
correct?
fee has,
Has gone up.
it's based on metered versus unmetered spaces. So again, similar.
Whether there are cost opportunities, your geography opportunities, if we had another path for something, and I guess my last comment would be is our property sat on the market for 5 years, that block from the beach in Cape May, and they reduced the price $100,000 over 5 years. And I can't tell you how many times I've sat on my porch and people say, gosh, we loved your house, but there's no parking, right? And so I would say, obviously, we bought it at a favorable time. It's relative to market, and markets go up and down, but not having any ability to have any parking, either by way of adding parking or having some off-street parking, does have a material impact on property values and ability to sell. So,
Mike, we appreciate your comment. I think, to be blunt, probably won't figure out anything at the table tonight, but I do think, as a council, we're definitely going to, I know we're going to discuss this and see if we can come up with a better solution.
thank you. I've taken up way too much time, so thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Mike.
it.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else on the, we're on that specific ordinance, right? Or, I'm sorry, we're on public portion.
Public portion.
Anyone else for any and all matters this evening? Seeing none, we can close public comment and have
I
a,
have a question.
Yeah.
We're going to closed session, right?
oh, that's correct, yes.
So we plan on not making any,
We do not plan on making any, taking any formal action at the conclusion of closed session. It's an update.
That's to discuss the West Cape May police contract?
Right.
and Cape May Point as it's.
Yeah.
We adopted that already.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about an update on West Cape May.
Okay. With that, do I have a motion to go into executive session?
It's in there.
Do I have a sec? Do we need a roll call on that? Okay.
We're good.
Meeting is adjourned. Everyone have a wonderful year and a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Time is 5:19, going into closed session.
What do you think about re-alternating the vote order to alphabetical?
Would you like that?
I mean, like we always do every year, we go back and forth.
Do we
Starts
not
with
do it?
NE and it goes to the Bs.
Well, let's go with tradition, what it's been.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
Will you bring that up, Aaron?
Yeah. I mean, if everybody's okay with it.
Yeah, I'm
I
fine
don't
with
mind
it.
being first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In a serious way.
Whatever it's been, we should just Good evening, everyone. We are coming out of closed session where we will be taking no further action. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. The time is now 5 minutes till 6 p.m. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you.